of a and an. Uses of a and an, or uses of indefinite articles. Indefinite articles. Uses of indefinite articles. Indefinite articles a and an. Indefinite articles a and an. A and an. Indefinite articles. These indefinite articles a and an are used according to their sound. Number one, according to the sound. Whether to use a or an will depend on the sound of the word before which it is placed. A and an will depend on the sound of the word before which it is placed. So, whatever the word sound is there, their initial letter or initial sound will decide whether to use A or N. For example, N is used. And N is used before a word. N is used before a word with a vowel sound. Vowel sound A, E, I, O, U. These are the vowels or the vowels, and rest of the alphabet are consonants. A, E, I, O, U. And rest of the articles, rest of the alphabet are B, C, D, F, G, H, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. So, N is the article which is used before a word beginning with a vowel sound, as N, S, N, S, N, S. Then an apple, an apple. Then an orange, an orange. Then an umbrella, an umbrella. Next, an uncle, an uncle, an uncle. An uncle. So, an is an article which is used before a word beginning with a vowel sound. It's a beginning sound is vowel. A, apple, a, orange, a, umbrella, o, and uncle, o. So, a, 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 a. These are the vowel sounds. And when the words begin with such vowel sounds, before such sounds we have to use an. Then next, an is used before a word. An is used before a word with yach. With yach. Look at here. With yach. Before a word beginning with word beginning with yach. The word which begins with yach, which is not pronounced, but that yach is not pronounced. That yach is not pronounced. The beginning sound of the word becomes a vowel sound. For example, an hour. An, H-O-U-R, an hour. Here, it's a complete sound is not there. Hour, hour. So this word begins with the sound though this word begin with consonant h, but its a beginning sound is and that's why before that an is used. An is used. Next, an honest man. An honest man. Here, this word begins with yach, but its a sound here is ah. So before that, an is used. The word begins with consonant, but its initial sound is like vowel. Then before that, an is used. Then an air. An air. An ear. Though this word begins with h, but its initial sound is a. So an ear. Then next, an is used before a word beginning with h when the accent is on the second syllable. As. Before a word beginning with h when the accent is on the second syllable. An historical novel, an heroic deed, an hotel, in this way. Now, this rule is now becoming obsolete. It is more usual to write a hotel now, a heroic deed, a historical novel, though the use of an will not be wrong. Next, an is used. An is used before individual letters spoken with a vowel sound. Individual letters spoken with a vowel sound as an a, an a. These are the individual letters spoken with a vowel sound. Yum, am, a. So its initial sound is a. That's why an is used. Next, an MP. An MP. An MP. An MP. Its initial sound is a, m. So an is used. Then an sp. An sp. An sp. Then this m, a, mp, a, sp, a. Next, an is used before a word beginning with a consonant sound. Now A is used A is used. Number one, before a word beginning with a consonant sound. Consonant sound A, E, I, O, U, vowels or the vowels, and B, C, D, F, G, H, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. These are the consonants. The word begin with such consonant sound will be placed before A. For example, a woman, a, a women, a women. Then a woman, a yard, a yard, then a horse, horse, a man, a man. So these words, women, yard, horse, and man, these words begins with W, Y, H, and M. So their initial sound is like consonant, and that's why before them A is used. A is used before a word beginning with the consonant sound of Y, U, though it may begin with a vowel sound as a university. So you have to remember this. Don't forget some examples. They have to keep all the time in your mind. A university. A university. It is not an university. A UNIVER. A union. A union. A usage. A usage. A useful thing. A useful thing. Then a European. A European. Dear friends, this is very important. You have to remember all this time that though this word begins with U, U is a vowel, U, a vowel, U vowel, U vowel, E vowel. Though these words begin with a vowel, Y, U, Y, them, A is used. A indefinite article is placed or used. A university, is used here. used before a word with the sound of W-U. W-U. For example, now W-U. A is used before this sound W-U. For example, a 1 rupee, a 1 rupee note, a a 1 rupee note, a one-eyed giant, a one EYED, eyed, GIANT, one-eyed giant. Giant means monster, a one-eyed giant. Now look at here. It is sounds like YU, and here this sounds like WU, WU, and W is consonant. That's why A is used before them. Then a one-eyed giant. This is vowel, but its initial sound is like WU, and that's why before it A is used. So you remember these examples and the rule behind these two. Next, A is used. A is used before a word beginning with a sounded yaj. A is used with a sounded yaj before a word sounded yaj. For example, a horse, a, a horse. Then a hero, a hero, a holiday, a holiday. Dear friends, this word horse begins with H and its sound is H. A hero. This word begins with H and its sound is also he. And holiday, ha. So before these words, a is used. Now let's come to the point here. You will see here, this word also begins with H, but here its a sound is not like her, it's a O, and that's why N is used. Here you will say honest, though this word begins with H, but its a sound is not O, its a sound is its a sound is or A, and that's why N is used. It sounds like a vowel, and that's why N is used here. And air, its a sound is like air, and that's why N is used here. Though these words begin with H, but their sounds are like a vowel or vowels, and that's why N is used. But here you will say, though these words begin with H, 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 and H, and their sound is like consonant, and that's why instead of using N, A is used here. So you have to keep in mind the difference between these words and the earlier words. Then these examples and these examples also. Next, A and N were used according to the sounds. They are according to the sound. They were used here according to the sounds. They were used according to the use of indefinite articles according to the sounds. The initial sound of a letter. If a word begins with vowel sound, then N. A word begins with the consonant sound, then O. Now, another use of A and N will decide according to the context. According to the context, that means the reference they are getting, the earlier and the afterwards. According to the context or according to the backdrop, according to the reference, this context will also decide the use of article A or N. Use of A or N. Now, not according to the sound. Earlier examples and rules were based on the sound, but here are some tips or the note where the use of A and N will depend on the context. Context, that means the reference or the background or the backdrop or the earlier part. It will decide whether to use A or N. Now, for example, look at here. The indefinite article A or N. Now, according to the context. According to the context. CONTEXT. According to the context, that means the reference, the earlier part, the background, the backdrop. It will decide whether to use A or N. Earlier examples were based on the sound. The uses were based on the sound. Now, next uses of A or N are based on the context. The indefinite article A or N is used in the sense of number one,